Yeah. Yeah. How do you? How do you? Well, first of all, can you tell the people who you are and what you do?
Robert Sarrazin Blake.
Lovely. And you were just saying that.
Forward is the only direction available.
Do you ever find yourself like sliding backwards? What do you
What?
do? What do you do when that
That's a
happens?
good question. Take a walk up on Seaholm Hill. Sometimes when I really don't know what to do, I go to see a movie because I only watch about 5 or 7 movies a year. So I find that going to a movie at the theater can be very, when you just have no motivation to do anything, you can't do anything. Go to the cinema.
What does the cinema do for you?
It just lets you off the hook. That's
Okay.
why people love it so much.
Yeah.
As David Sedaris said, at some point we all collectively decided to give cinema an upgrade to the level of literature, so we can watch films and feel like we're doing something as important as reading a book. We know we aren't, but most Americans find that a great way to spend their time. And I think that's okay to watch some film, but I think too many people are watching too many films too much of the time, and I'm a one-man protest. But when I'm sliding and I don't know what to do, I go to the cinema.
All right. All right. Well, since we're talking about sliding, can we talk about fearing? Like, do you ever feel feared? Do you let yourself feel that fear? Like, what do you do to be fearless? What do you do when you start feeling afraid? What's
Mm.
your what's your what's your defense? What's your offense?
Trying to really pull into a time and think about a recent time of fear, because it happens all the time in small moments. We all have coping mechanisms for it. And I think one of the best coping mechanisms is we forget about it pretty quickly thereafter.
Yeah.
So it's hard to really pull back to a space immediately
Yeah.
for me. So we might be wasting too much film if I try to think on that.
Okay then. Um. Well, what makes you
I'm not saying
feel?
I don't have it. I'm
Yeah.
just it's a good question for
You got to think on it.
contemplation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what makes you feel? What makes you feel happy and powerful and joyful?
Well, this week it's a joy to just get my business work done. Because when I'm touring, there's so much hanging over my head that needs to be done,
Mm-hmm.
and at home I can actually do it. So it's pretty mundane, but it does bring me joy to set out tasks in front of myself and complete them, and it brings me joy to have the day to get that done, and that I'm not going to do something else for money. I don't mind doing other things. It's just that it's stressful to be doing these other things when I have so much I want to do. So it feels good, really good right now to just have the time to do all the office work that it takes to run the festival and book my own gigs and keep going down this little career of mine.
Yeah. Now, what is it? What does it feel like when you're writing a song?
Well, I think at first it feels good, and then it feels bad.
What does it feel like physically? Does it feel like you're? Does it feel like? I guess what I'm getting at is like, what is the creative like impetus? How do you experience that? Where does it come from? Is it spiritual at all to you, or is it? I know like every song, every process is like a little different, but what is it? What is? Where does it feel like it's coming from?
It's sort of like memory. You know, you go to a party and you're enjoying the party, and you came to the party with a backpack, and you've been at the party a long time. You've gotten carried away. There have been yard games. There's been beverages, and there's been food. There's been dancing, music, and then it's time to go, and you start leaving the party, and something says, "Oh, I have a bag. I need to go get my bag."
That makes sense to me.
That's what it feels like.
Well, that's
So
great.
maybe someone out there's never written a song, they don't know what it feels like. That's it. It's just that little memory. And if you're unlike the bag, it's a memory it's not a task to complete. It's something to just enjoy and document if you can.
Now you've been at your thing for a while. I would assume you find like some kind of purpose in it. But what is that purpose that you articulate to yourself? Like, how are you finding purpose in your life? I can make my assumptions, but what would you say?
Understanding, communicating, and celebrating the human existence.
All right.
Maybe communicating comes third.
So it would be
But I think it could be edited really to understanding and celebrating the human existence.
right through music.
Well,
How else do you do it?
as you might guess from the earlier comment, it's not by making films. But that's it. That's it.
Yeah.
It's taking a look at the world around and trying to figure something out and trying to say something about what's been figured out and trying to love it all.
What do you love about yourself? What do you think you're doing?
I was raised Catholic. You're not
A
allowed
good
to ask
job?
me questions like that.
So was I. I know the next question is, do you believe in God or what? But come on, what do you like about yourself? What do you like about yourself?
Oh God, you just can't say something like that. You can't. It's not like I have a list and I'm not sharing it with you. It's that's just not a way that I look at the world.
Okay. What does happiness mean?
Well, John Lennon says happiness is a warm gun. It's a point of reference, I guess.
Interesting.
He may or may not be talking about heroin as a metaphor there.
Thank you. Maybe not.
Yeah.
Do you have any succinct like thoughts on God? Do you believe?
And once again, I have to go to John Lennon. God is a concept by which we measure our pain.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, he's good. You know, he's really good. You know, you gotta go to the greats.
Oh man.
God is love. That's what my grandmother said. That works for me. God is love. It's not someone in a chair. It's the big feeling of love that on our good days we tap into, and on our bad days we cannot tap into.
Do you God, now my mind's running. I have to edit this out here.